Day 356. So, I'm back doing what I've been doing for a while, right? Um, the weigh-in this morning was good in that it means that my body can still do what it was doing beforehand, and that I'm kind of back on track, both food and eating-wise. Um, but one of the interesting things that I've noticed is when I'm doing this type of stuff, right, I lose rapidly and I gain rapidly. And, like, okay, so even though it's only 20 pounds, or so, a little bit or so, um, I still felt it on my body. And it's kind of weird to feel, like you lose the weight and then it comes back. And when it comes back, it, like, comes back in certain places that you feel it while you're moving, and you feel it you know in everyday, like my chin is one example. Like it'll get really skinny and then it'll go wide and then it'll go skinny again. um my thighs are another one where I don't notice it until the weight is like 10 or 15 pounds more. So it takes 2 or 3 weeks to actually get to this point where like the fat has actually come back on, rather than just like me going through a cycle, right? Because on a regular cycle, I don't notice this type of stuff because it's more weight in my stomach than it is that's differentiating, rather than weight on my body. Um, and it's interesting to like feel your skin kind of grow back out and expand again. It was all kind of necessary in this round just because I'd gone so far to the extreme on one end that I had skin that was hanging in ways that I didn't want. And so now that I've gained the weight back that I should have had in the beginning, I still ended up losing about 16 pounds over the course of December. And then, well, actually more than that, because I kind of started averaging out around to 16 to 17. And I really think that the latter part of my weigh-in of 222 was more me just overeating at the end of, like, because I was sick and I just wasn't feeling it, and I was not mentally there. So, I gained a couple extra pounds, but either way, right, I'll end up ending this month at a loss as well, although not as much of a loss as I'd want. So it's interesting to kind of like feel that large gain and that large loss. It's not really something that I should be doing or want to do on a regular basis. But for some reason, I like taking trips. And those trips seem to take long periods of time. Most notably my Asia trip that's coming up, because that's going to be 3.5 weeks. And that I am not doing any restrictions whatsoever, but I'll also try to be active. So it's, we'll see where I end up after that. But hopefully I can, based on, previous rounds and things like that, hopefully I can get down in a more natural sense to what I want to be at, get down to that 180 prior to leaving for the trip. So right now I haven't really been active. I haven't really been active since skiing. I did go hiking on Sunday. I didn't do anything today other than just kind of my normal work routine. And Wednesday, unfortunately, it'll be raining, so I won't be able to take Zane hiking, but I will maybe just like work on the house, clean up, that type of thing, and get to a point where I am ready to go out and get into that activity level again, because that is one thing that is definitely going to help me get those lower numbers.